there's its Valentine's Day. We've established that Prince William has the business acumen of Victor Newman from The Young and the Restless. That is to say, fictional. Now we can all recognize that in the end, like Olive Oyl and Popeye, Camilla Parker Bowles got her man. I almost want to suggest she wanted Charles more than she wanted her husband. Because, can't stop, won't stop. And there's photographic evidence. Back in the day when there were no camera phones, she managed to get busted again and again and again, stalking my man. I mean, is he talented like that? Or is it just wanting to be queen consort? King Charles III and Queen Camilla's scandalous relationship timeline. Wow, was not prepared for Princess Anne dating Camilla's husband. Ooh, it's like Game of Thrones, right? Sister, brother, cousin. What is it? Love the one you're with. After decades of sexual tension, controversy, and a conversation about tampons that I'll truly never recover from, Charles and Camilla have finally made it to Buckingham Palace. Yep, these horny royals are being officially crowned king and queen, and the time has come to look back at how they got here. The answer? Several cheating scandals, and a wedding that the late Queen Elizabeth II didn't seem thrilled about attending, LOL. But let's start at the beginning. A fated day in 1970 England, when Charles and Camilla first laid eyes on each other during England's most erotic activity, polo. Yes. 1970, Camilla ends her relationship with retired British Army officer Andrew Parker Bowles. And then he starts dating Princess Anne. But that's a story for another time. Being in like 2 paragraphs after we all stare at this picture of Andrew Parker Bowles sitting atop a magnificent steed. I think this is back in the day before sunscreen. Anyway, amid breaking things off with Andrew, Camilla meets Charles and they start chilling at polo matches. The hottest spot to be if you're a rich royal. In her biography, Diana, Sarah Bradford writes that Camilla was in love with Andrew Parker Bowles, with whom she'd been having an on and off affair since 1967. And claims that her relationship with Charles was actually her way of getting back at Andrew for hooking up with Anne. Oh no. As a friend/source put it, Princess Anne was in love with Parker Bowles. Camilla was in love with Andrew. What? Charles was in love with Camilla. Really? Camilla was having some of it, but she was also putty about Andrew. Oh, this intrigue was going on. Wow. I really applaud it when, not so good looking people are very passionate. Meanwhile, biographer Penny Junor wrote, so when Camilla was introduced to Charles and he thought she was pretty special, he thought she was a bit of all right, and she thought, Andrew is at the moment off with Princess Anne. Her brother. Teach Andrew a lesson. So she had a fling with Charles. A fling, 1972. Many of us weren't even born. Charles joins the Navy. What? And ends his relationship with Camilla. Obviously, and as fans of The Crown know, there's a lot of speculation that the royals wanted Charles to end his relationship with Camilla, and sending him off to the Navy was their way of doing so. Here they are, that same year, chilling. Where else? At a polo match. The Navy, 1973. Surprise, Camilla and Andrew get back together, get engaged in March, and then get married in July. Awkward times for both Anne and Charles. 1979, the disco era. Charles and Camilla are spotted hanging out at, you guessed it, a polo match. Feel free to read into their vibes. 1981. After starting to date in 1980, Charles marries Princess Diana on July 29th, 1981. But he's clearly still holding a candle for Camilla. Sarah Bradford claims in her biography that during a party a few years prior in 1980, the physical passion of Charles for Camilla was obvious to everyone. And apparently they were seen kissing passionately. 1986, while Charles and Camilla never stopped having vibes, this is when they started their full-blown affair, per royal biographer Andrew Morton in Diana, Her True Story, in her own words. 1989, Diana reportedly confronts Camilla about her affair with Charles at Camilla's sister's 40th birthday party. Andrew Morton reports on the moment in his book and claims Diana said, "I know it's been going on between you and Charles, and I just want you to know that." Camilla reportedly responded with, "You've got everything you ever wanted. You've got all the men in the world fall in love with you, and you've got 2 beautiful children. What more do you want?" And Diana replied, "I want my husband." 1992, Charles and Diana separate in December, and if you revisit the New York Times old reporting around this time, it's pretty telling. In an article published December 10th, 1992, the paper mentions unconfirmed reports that Charles was closer to Camilla Parker Bowles, an old girlfriend, than to his wife. And yet the palace took pains to emphasize that there was no third party involved. Liars! 1993, Tampon-gate occurs, a harrowing time in which Charles and Camilla's schmexy telephone call, recorded in 1989, leaks. Now, Piers Morgan, you can explain to me how in the heck, this is before the iPhone, how in the heck was that recorded? Who recorded it? How did they record it? Because let me tell you, when people are doing their little pillow talk, they themselves are not trying to record it. Unless, please don't tell me Camilla wanted this on public record. But here's a snippet courtesy of Esquire. But please be forwarded if you cannot. Please read past it if you cannot unsee this. Charles. "Oh, stop. I want to feel my way along you. All over you, and up and down you, and in and out." Camilla. "Ooh!" Charles. "Particularly in and out." Camilla. "Ooh, that's just what I need at the moment." Charles. "Is it?" Charles. "Oh, God, I'll just live inside your trousers or something. It would be much easier." Camilla. "What are you going to do? Turn into a pair of knickers?" "Oh, you're going to come back as a pair of knickers." Charles. "Oh, God forbid a Tempex. Just my luck." Camilla. "You are a complete idiot." "Oh, what a wonderful idea." Yuck. 1994. Camilla files for divorce from Andrew. She used him up like an old Kleenex and just threw him in the trash. The father of her children. This same year, Charles admits his infidelity in a TV interview where he's asked directly if he tried to be faithful and honorable when he married Diana, and he says, "Yes, absolutely." However, he's then asked, "And you were?" And replied, "Yes, until it became irretrievably broken down, us both having tried."